I'm gonna try to talk quietly because I was yelling the first clip I made and my boyfriend's trying to sleep. So I'm gonna try to be more quiet. I'm a very loud person because I get very passionate and very excited. Today my video is gonna be very more laid back and chill. I feel like a lot of my videos have been that way recently, but it's because this time of year is really fucking stressful and tiring, and I just got off work and it is currently like 11 o'clock at night, maybe later, I don't know. So today I decided I wanted to do a get to know me video. I haven't done a get to know me video in a really long time, and so I decided why not. You know, people may not watch this video, but why not? Let's make a get to know me video, but I wanted to make it Christmassy, so I decided I'm gonna do a Christmas get to know me edition where I'm going to answer some Christmas-related questions about me, and then we can kind of get to know me. I've got my cold, hot chocolate here because I forgot I had it, and it's probably going to make me sick because it has milk in it, and I'm lactose intolerant. So on that note, let's get started. Okay, question number 1 is, what's the best or worst Christmas present you've ever received? I don't think I've ever received a terrible Christmas present from anybody because every Christmas present is special to me in some way because I'm one of those irritating people. The best Christmas present, one of them that I have received, is this one that I'm wearing. It's a necklace. There's a story that I'm going to try to make it as short as possible. So when my boyfriend and I started dating about 5 years ago, I think this was actually before we started dating, it was when we were in the middle of this flirty I like you stage. I used to call him Dandelion because that was my nickname for him, and my best friend and I were at 7-Eleven where he and I met officially. And we were about to leave, and I didn't want to because I really liked him. And so he's an artist, and he drew me a caricature version of himself that was called Portable Danny. I still have it. I wish I had it here so I could show it to you. But I still have it in storage, and I'm excited to take it out and hang it again. But it was Portable Dandelion. And I think a few years later, after we started dating, he got me this necklace, and inside this little orb, I'm not going to take it off because I don't want to forget it up here, but inside is this, it's a dandelion seed, so it's really special. I got it, I think he gave it to me 2 Christmases ago, and I've worn it every day since, and it feels weird when I don't have it on, but yeah, that's probably one of the best Christmas presents that I've received, and then one of the most meaningful. Number 2, describe a Christmas present you wanted as a kid but never received. A present that I kept asking for when I was little every holiday and birthday was a rabbit. I wanted a bunny really bad. I can't remember why, maybe because they're cute, but I wanted a bunny, but they were concerned about getting me a bunny because we had a Chinese chow back then and he would have killed the bunny. So they got me a turtle instead for my birthday, which I still have. I think I got it for my 8th birthday, and I'm 24 now, so that's a long time. But that was a present that I wanted, and I never got. And honestly, I don't want one now. And I'm an adult now, and I could probably get a bunny, but I don't want one. Name something about Christmas. Oh, number 3. Name something about Christmas that most people like, but you hate. I hate the snow. I know it's kind of like not Christmas themed, but I hate the snow. It's cold and it's wet and it's slippery, and I don't like it. It's pretty to look at, but it's absolutely disgusting to be around, and I want to live somewhere that doesn't have snow at all. Number 4, if you could only have one type of Christmas candy this year, what would you choose? A lot of people don't know this about me, but I love peppermint bark. It's one of my favorite Christmas or holiday themed candies, but I'm very picky because if it doesn't have enough dark chocolate, preferably white chocolate, and peppermint, if the ratios are off, it's absolutely gross. If there's too much peppermint, it's gross. If there's not enough, it's just pointless. So yeah, that's probably the candy that I would choose to eat more than any other candy, is peppermint bark. Number 5, what holiday movie or special do you watch over and over again? So one of my favorite movies for Christmas is actually a Christmas horror movie, and it's called, I think, A Christmas Horror Story or The Christmas Horror Story, and it follows 4 stories of people that are in pretty bad, terrible, horrific situations, and it's a pretty good horror movie. The weird thing about me is that I kind of prefer Christmas horror movies over regular Christmas movies because I like mixing something magical and Christmassy with darkness, because I'm messed up. I guess if we were to pick a regular Christmas movie, I do like Bad Santa. That's a pretty good movie. And I do like Santa Claus is Coming to Town, because I like the song that's put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. That song gets stuck in my head. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but it's a really good classic movie that's always been kind of one of my favorites. This keeps getting really stuffy. Number 6. What's the weirdest, ugliest Christmas decoration you've ever owned? I don't think I've ever owned a weird, ugly Christmas decoration, but I do know that a fair share of the handmade Christmas decorations that my sister and I made got pretty ugly over time because the time and wear and tear got pretty bad, and some of them grayed and torn, but we still threw it on the Christmas tree, and it was pretty ugly. It was pretty bad, but we kept them because of, you know, sentimental value. But I don't think I've ever had a weird, ugly Christmas decoration, really. 7 is getting a little heartfelt. What was Christmas like when you were growing up? Christmas growing up was special because growing up, my family, we weren't poor, but we were probably lower middle class. And, you know, money was sparse sometimes. And so, you know, there were times where Christmas gifts weren't that extravagant. And, you know, we would see, you know, our friends getting cell phones and laptops, and we'd get something else, which is fine because when you grow up like that, you kind of learn the value of $1 and the value of the Christmas gift. Because, of course, you want a laptop or a cell phone, but it's like, there's more heart in something like that, especially when you're pinching pennies. But Christmas growing up was special for us because, you know, we'd exchange gifts on Christmas, and then maybe we'd go to Denny's, eat some food, and then come back home and play with whatever gift that we got. And I feel like growing up like that made me appreciate it more and made me really value it more and find something very heartwarming about it. 8. Who is the toughest person you have to buy for this Christmas? Probably my dad, because he's not forthcoming about what he wants for Christmas. Keep moving the camera. He's not very forthcoming about what he wants for Christmas because, like, my mom and sister and I will, like, literally point at something and be like, I want that. But he's like, oh, you know, it's fine. I don't want a gift from her. And you're like, please just tell me what you want. That's all I need. That's all I want to know is, like, what you want. And he will just be like, oh, I don't want anything. And you're like, hell. I think that's irritating when people do that because it's like, at least give me 5 things or a ballpark of what you want, you know? Like help me just a little bit because I'm gonna buy a gift for you anyway, but please at least tell me what you want so I'm buying a gift that you actually want, not something that you're just like, oh yeah, cool. 9. What is one thing you are most grateful for this Christmas holiday season? Okay, so for this holiday season, not Christmas, holiday season. I'm gonna try to get through this quickly. So I got my thyroid, most of my thyroid taken out on the 16th of March. There's a whole video, a series of videos about that you can go back and watch. But basically, the medical system here in the USA is really shitty, and I owed over $15,000 to the medical system, which is a lot of money, and made me feel such anxiety because I knew that there was absolutely no way that I was going to be able to pay for that. So I applied for financial assistance, but I didn't hear back about it, so I figured I was denied. So I had to figure out a way to pay for that, because that's a lot of money, and I'd be owing money for the rest of my life, which I guess is normal for an adult now. But I got a phone call, I think, a few weeks ago, and they were asking me about it, and he told me how much I owed, and I was shocked because apparently I did get financial assistance, and it took off a lot of what I had to pay, and I almost, like, it literally, the amount of pressure that I felt leave my body was intense, because the amount of stress and anxiety I was feeling was making me depressed and fall apart, because I knew that I couldn't pay this off. Even if I got a really good paying job, I don't think I could have. And so even the guy calling me was shocked how much they took off, and I don't know if it was a mistake or if they just threw me a bone because they realized how much I was struggling. But that is something that I'm going to be grateful for forever, because I don't know. It's just something that I never expected. I thought that I was going to be stressed for my entire life, and that it was just going to be a thing for me. And I'm so happy and scared that it was a mistake, but it does. I do think that if you try to keep throwing positivity out in the world, and you try to be positive and tough and fight for yourself, and mostly just positivity, I think if you send that energy out, it does come back for you. I do believe in good karma, and I feel like if you throw that energy back, the world eventually is going to throw it to you, and that for me is probably something that I'm so grateful for this season and beyond that. Expect that to make me a little bit emotional, but it did. Number 10, share one vivid Christmas memory, good or bad. So I got sick one year on Christmas, pretty sick. I think I got the flu. And during the full New Year, my mom and I had to spend it in a hospital because we both got pneumonia. Which pneumonia is a crappy sickness. Because, you know, pneumonia can kill you if not taken care of. But I remember I just got the flu and I thought I was sick, and my mom got pretty bad, so my dad decided to take her into the doctor. So, you know, he was like, you know what, you're going to, you've been sick for a long time. So I thought I just had the flu or bronchitis. So they started giving us, they started doing tests, and then the doctor comes in to me and he wants to give me fluid, like saline or water. And I didn't understand why, and then he told me, oh, because you have pneumonia. And I told him no, because, you know, I'm certified to tell a doctor no. And apparently the doctor told my dad that if he didn't bring my mom and I in when he did, we probably would have both been hospitalized. More than likely my mother, because she was pretty sick. She had the kind of pneumonia that liquid was building up in your lungs. I hadn't gotten that far, but I was pretty close. And my mom, she worked in an old folks home at the time, and I was going to school. So one of us gave it to the other. And they think that she got pneumonia just right off the gate because she smokes, so her lungs are weaker, and they think that I had the flu, which developed into pneumonia, so there's a good chance that she gave it to me. I think she had walking pneumonia, and I had bacterial pneumonia, because apparently there's differences. But that is one of my most vivid Christmas memories, was feeling like shit and wanting to die. Question made me laugh because I actually took notes. Because I didn't want to forget what I wrote down. But number 11, what's your favorite or least favorite Christmas song? We'll start with my least favorite. My least favorite Christmas song is My Wish, sung by Jessica Simpson, because she's not a good singer, and I don't think she should have ever sang, and I don't understand how someone let her sing and didn't tell her no, probably because she was paying them a lot of money, but I heard it today, and I was like, oh, no. That is one of those songs where I will literally change the entire station because I don't want to hear it. No. But my favorites are, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Let Your Heart Be Light, From Now On, Our Troubles Will Be Out of Sight. And then my second one is, Well, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we know a place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Yeah, those two are my favorites. Those are the ones that I like to sing the most, and whenever I hear them come on, I can't help but stop and kind of like start singing them. Number 12, if you could travel anywhere for Christmas, where would you go? I would like to travel somewhere that they celebrate Christmas differently than we do. I would like to learn the culture and the way that they celebrate it and why they celebrate it that way, and, you know, different, like, deities, and, you know, how ours is like Santa and stuff like that, but I'd like to learn about their culture's deities and who they, you know, expect to come to their house and drop off presents, or if that's even a thing. I don't have a specific place, but I'd like to go somewhere that celebrates Christmas in a different way. Readjust the camera. Number 13. What's the most memorable thing that's happened since last Christmas? There are so many things that happened since last Christmas. I got my thyroid taken out. I moved in with my boyfriend. I've almost been working where I work for almost 2 years. I hit my 1-year mark not too long after Christmas, sometime in February. I haven't died. That's pretty impressive, in my opinion. And a lot has happened since last Christmas. It's kind of hard to pinpoint one thing that's happened because so much can happen within a year that you don't really think about it until you really stop and someone asks you, so how has this year been? What's happened? You know, like, and then you're like, oh my god, so much has happened that I can't pinpoint one thing. I cut my hair for the first time in like 5 years. That is crazy to me, and absolutely bananas that it took me that long to cut my hair. And I think it was because it was long and I liked it, but eventually got to the point where I was like, chop it. I don't want it anymore. Just chop it off. 14. What's your least favorite item on your Christmas to-do list? Going outside and shopping with people. I would rather shop online and off Amazon Prime than go outside and have to deal with people, because people this time of year kind of suck and they're scary and they're stressed, and I just don't want to deal with that. It's also cold. I don't want to go out in the cold, but there are times where you can't find what you need on the internet, or it won't be shipped in time, so you just have to strap on your armor and just go out there, which is probably going to be me tomorrow, which I'm not ready for. It'll be easy to answer. Would you rather have 3 feet of snow for Christmas or no snow at all? No snow at all. Don't want snow, don't like it, would rather it never happen. Someone offered you a gift card to any store you wanted, which one would you choose? I like Ulta, I like Hobby Lobby, and I have an addiction to Amazon, so that too. What's your favorite holiday and your least favorite holiday? My favorite holiday, basic bitch answer, is Halloween. I like Halloween. My least favorite holiday is probably Christmas. So here's why. Before I get burned at the stake, I like everything that surrounds Christmas. I love the food, I love the smells, I love the drinks, I love Christmas lights, I love giving gifts, I love the music. I don't like the people. I don't know if it's like that and anywhere else, but here in Utah, it's like people get so stressed out that they become demonic and start to kill people. Well, not really, but that's really overdramatic. I mean, people become really rude. They become more self-entitled. They become more aggressive. They become meaner. They think that they deserve things. It's like, you know, or they think they can ask you for things. Like, sometimes I'll be at work and someone's like, oh, but it's the Christmas season. It's like, yeah, I don't care. It's still this much money. Like, people, it's like the stress turns them into someone else, and they don't care about anybody else but the person or themselves. And it's like people forget that this time of year is about giving gifts and receiving love. And I think it's stressful because people are like, what am I going to get for this person? Are they going to get me something better than when I get them? How much are they spending on me? I need to spend more. It's like, that's not what it's about. It's about giving the gift and seeing the joy that is on their face from receiving the gift. And I just don't like the amount of stress that this time of year gives. From Thanksgiving on is the worst time period, because here it's cold, and it's like there's a switch where people become stressed and evil. And so I would have to say Christmas is my least favorite holiday because of that reason. What's your favorite character from a Christmas-themed movie, book, or TV special? I keep knocking you around. I really like Jack Skellington. Not Jack Skellington. Jack Frost. I really like Jack Frost. Because he's kind of the underdog of the Christmas characters or the winter characters, because people mostly think of like Santa and the elves and sugar plum fairies and stuff like that. People don't really think about Jack Frost. So, you know, he's the underdog. He's the overthought character, and I really like that. I'm all about that. And I really like him in The Guardians, and I'm a fan of Chris Pine, and he's cute in that one, but also because he's the underthought character. He's the one that people don't really think about, and I think he deserves love too. Number 19 for me is, I don't know why I'm repeating myself, number 19 is kind of a difficult question for me, because it's, what's the best gift you've ever given someone? I don't know. Because I'm not the one that's receiving the gift. I know the best gifts that I've gotten, but I don't know what's the best gift I've given, because because I like a gift and think it's amazing doesn't mean it is. I've given thoughtful gifts, and I think a lot of my gifts are thoughtful, but at the same time, it's like, the only person that can really answer that question is someone who has received a gift from me. So, that one, I don't know how to answer. 20. If you were Santa Claus, what type of cookie would you want to be left out for you on Christmas Eve? My favorite cookies are white chocolate macadamia nut cookies and snickerdoodles, but I also like oatmeal raisin cookies. I could eat the shit out of any of those. Name 3 words that best describe Christmas for you. I've got negative ones and positive ones. I'll start with the negative ones. Stressful, cold, and... I don't know what the third one is. Stressful, cold, and aggressive. And then positive, family, warmth, and apple spice for some reason. You know, the smell of cinnamon and apple. You know, for some reason when I smell that, it makes me think of Christmas. When really apple cinnamon is really Thanksgiving. But we'll start family, warmth, and I know it's more than one word, but Christmas lights. Describe a funny Christmas card you have given or received. I have never given nor received a Christmas card. I have received a plethora of funny birthday cards, and I've given some pretty funny birthday cards, but I've never given a funny Christmas card, and I have never received a Christmas card. I don't know if that's sad or not. Number 23. Would you rather build a snowman, go sledding, have a snowball fight, or stay inside drinking hot cocoa? I would rather stay inside and drink hot cocoa because I get very, very cold. I get so cold to the point where it hurts, to be honest. But I haven't gone sledding in a really long time, and that's because a lot of our hills have like bar fences at the end, and I don't want to be decapitated. And depending on who it is, I would have a snowball fight. So it really depends. But mostly, I would like to stay inside, watch a movie, and drink hot cocoa. Or like play a video game and drink hot cocoa. I don't like being out in the cold unless I have to. And then the last question is 24. The true meaning of Christmas... Wow, the talking. The true meaning of Christmas is... I think the true meaning of Christmas is different for everybody. Some people will say family, some will say magic, some will say gifts, some will say warmth. For me, it's kind of a more out there question, for a more out there answer, and the reason is because I feel like there were a lot of odds against me this year. A lot of them were mostly me, mentally and emotionally, but there was a lot of other stuff that happened that were new for me that I didn't expect. For example, last November, all through November, December, January, and February, I was getting blood taken, I was getting ultrasounds, I was going in every week to an endocrinologist because of my thyroid, because the cyst on my thyroid was getting bigger and pushing into my trachea more and more. That was a difficult time for me because that was something that I had never expected, but also at the same time I was living in a place that I wasn't happy, that I didn't like, basically by myself. I didn't really have... I had emotional support, but I didn't have people with me and living with me that gave me that emotional support. I did have emotional support from my mom and my dad and my boyfriend, of course, and the people I work with, but I was living basically by myself at a place that I wasn't really that happy, and that was really hard for me, mentally. I went into surgery, which I had never had surgery before. That was really scary for me, and usually I don't show fear, the way like that. That was extreme, like, actual fear, because I was afraid I was gonna wake up during the surgery and that nobody would hear me. That is an actual phobia of mine. And usually around the people that I love, I don't really show that kind of raw fear because I don't want to scare them, and they've never really seen it, because typically even when I'm scared, I'm still kind of brave, and I'll still kind of see the good in it. And I think that was the first time that my parents and my boyfriend and my sister have ever seen true raw fear and nothing else behind it coming out of me. Usually there's always some kind of joke or some kind of bravery or some kind of dark humor, but that time it was just fear because I started to cry because I was scared, and it made my mom cry. And there was just a lot of things mentally, and depression, and everything changing with my thyroid. And when I got hypothyroidism, I started to gain weight. I started to get a lot of anxiety. It gives me severe depression. So a lot of stuff was going against me, and honestly, the fact that I have made it to this point, to this year's Christmas, after all of that, and still some of my mental state now, is very impressive for me and something that I'm really grateful. So I guess for me this year, the true meaning of Christmas is resilience, because there were a lot of times where I could have quit, where I could have given up, where I could have just decided that that was it, and I didn't, and I'm very proud of that, and I'm very happy that I had people behind me that wouldn't let me. Of course, the true meaning of Christmas is warmth and family, and my family helped me stay strong and continue to do so. And so this year, and it's probably going to change next year, but this year, the true meaning of Christmas for me is resilience. And a lot of people are going to think that's stupid, like it doesn't make sense, but it's not going to make sense to you because you're not me. So, yeah, the true meaning of Christmas for me this year is resilience. Well, there you go. I messed up the camera again. There you go. Those were 24 get to know me, I guess, Christmas questions. They were kind of long. The explanation was long, especially the last one. I just wanted to do a get to know me question video. Something really simple, something really chill, that didn't take too much effort, which most of my videos don't anyway, but still. And, you know, kind of get to know me in a way, I guess. And it was Christmas themed, so it was appropriate for this year, I guess. But yeah, I can't remember where I found these questions. I think I just typed in Christmas questions in Google and I found them. So I'm sorry I can't give credit where credit is due. But yeah, so those were some questions about me. I hope that they helped you get to know me more or made you question me at all. But yeah, thank you for joining me in this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this or just random shit, then hit that subscribe button and that bell notification and you'll know whenever I post, whenever I do. I'm gonna go back downstairs because it keeps sounding like people are walking around up here and I'm the only one up here, so I'm kind of creeped out. And yeah, so I hope that you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night and an amazing holiday and a safe holiday. And yeah, bye!